G'day everyone, welcome back to Pete's Investing. Today we're talking about the Ichimoku trading system and applying it to a price chart with 1,000 point moving average. So as you can see here, let me just drill down to this here. Let me first of all explain, this is the 1,000 moving average applied to the price chart. I've applied the Ichimoku cloud and parameters on the price chart. The black, this is a profitability chart of going long, and each of these black steps indicates how many times I've entered the trade. The pink chart is a profitability chart to go short, and it shows how many times you've entered it to go short. So very simply, you can see here, when the price is accelerating, you're entering more entries and exiting more times. When the price is accelerating in this example, you may have been caught in going short here because the price kept going up. You didn't enter any more, so you've averaged down again once the close is less than the moving average. So I'll explain that in a bit more detail once we zoom in. But for this example, I just going to demonstrate going long. So let's pick a little simple trade here. So again, at this point, we've entered the trade here and exited the trade here. So again, this is the 1,000 moving average. So you enter the trade when it's above the 1,000 moving average, which it is. The close is greater than the cloud. You can see the cloud there. It's broken above the cloud, and it's also the Tenkan Sen is greater than the Kijun Sen parameters. So that's where you enter the trade. You let it go and you close out the trade when the close is greater than the entry price, which it is in this case, and also the Tenkan Sen is below the Kijun Sen. So that's the pink line is below the red line. So the pink line there is above the red line, enter. Pink line is below the red line, you close it. So that's our simple trade for one single entry. I'll show you another one here over here, which is an average down approach. So looking at this trade here, again, we enter the trade when the close is greater than the moving average, and the close is also greater than the cloud, which it is. And in this point, the Tenkan Sen is greater than the Kijun Sen, so we enter the trade. Now the price falls off and drops, so we've entered once at this point only. You let it go, and you re-enter once the price has dropped far enough, and we re-enter once the price is still above the moving average, which it is. It's broken above the cloud, which it has, and the same entry parameters as before. What we did over here, the same entry parameters are met. The Tenkan Sen is greater than the Kijun Sen, and we enter the trade. So we've doubled up, enter more contracts into this trade. We let it go, and now the new average price is somewhere in between that entry and that entry. So the new average price is somewhere in the middle there. So we want to make sure we close out when the close parameters are greater than the average price, which it is in this case, and the Kijun Sen is below the Tenkan Sen, which it did there. It dropped below, but then it quickly crossed above, but it's closed the parameters there. So what I've done now is I've changed the program to start entering trades only when at the start of this long uptrend. So just show you the equivalent of what it looks like if you were not caught in this downtrend. So if you've started trading when the price is above this moving average, you'll see there's minimal contracts entered throughout that period. So it just demonstrates, had you entered long only, you would have entered those contracts only. So again, only enter trades when going long, only when the price is above the moving average using the Ichimoku entry parameters, and only enter short when the price is below the moving average, as in this case. So you'd only enter long positions there and enter short positions there, and so on. Long, short, and long. And starting entering short again up here. This is the S&P 500. You'll see here there's multiple entries made when it was going long, and when it was going short, you were entering mainly short entries and not entering these long positions. This is the Euro USD. So again, this works for foreign exchange as well. Okay, long entries only, and entering very minimal short entries. So where does this trading system fit in amongst our rankings? You can see here I've sorted and entered this new program with back testing for against these indices, showing the revenue, the drawdown applied to each, and the percentage over, which is the profit over drawdown ranking. So in a 15-minute time chart, which we're testing at this point, it ranks, in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th in this 15-minute ranking period. So that's not a too bad result. Again, all these systems are profitable. It's just a matter of how much you're prepared to wait for the results and how much you're prepared to take a hit on drawdown. So again, just to emphasize, had you traded this CCI 350, it ranks number 1 in terms of revenue, but also it ranks pretty low in terms of drawdown. So a relatively high profit over drawdown result, but again, you've got to be prepared to take that hit on the drawdowns. So making sure you've got a substantial amount of funds in your account to trade profitably. But again, this Ichimoku system, very minimal returns, but also very minimal drawdown results. During the weekly market updates, I mention the strategies that I use and make recommendations on to track the potential direction of the trends when applying your strategy. Well, to pick a strategy you can work with, go to my homepage, click on the playlists, then click on the strategy playlist, and then browse through and choose a strategy that works for you. And that way you can trade profitably and do it without too much risk, as long as you follow the strategy itself and the market direction. Here are some of my investing rules: buy proven blue chip stocks, buy stocks which pay dividends, don't short positions, go long only. And the reason for that is you want to receive those dividends when they're paid, and don't trade on news. Price is already factored in the share price. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the subscribe and the like button and click the notification bell to get all updates. Market updates will be posted on Mondays and Thursdays each week. If you want to support the channel further, then subscribe to the Patreon page. The link is in the description below. Happy investing, and speak to you in the next video.